In today's first reading from the first letter of St. John, we hear very simple but familiar words from John. And they're words that are easy to say and certainly would be placed on billboards, on bumper stickers. But the truth, the implication of these words is challenging. Let us love one another, because love is of God. And everyone who loves is begotten by God and knows God. You know, the love St. John is talking about is not merely an outward expression of a kind of tolerant and superficial affection. No. It's the desire, the longing, that deep, strong sense and feeling and wish and hope and work and desire for the good for the other, the good that is transformational, that's eternal, the good that is heaven. It's wanting and working for and longing for nothing less than heaven. You know, and it's a striving, a working in what we do, in all that we have, to bring it about for those we love. That's what love is. It's praying for, it's fasting, it's taking on little mortifications, little penances. It's willing to endure ridicule, embarrassment, rejection, and mockery. And how do we know this? How do we know that love is that radical? Not merely, oh, isn't it nice? We know this because St. John, at the end of this letter, tells us, in this is love. So what is it? Not that we have loved God, but that He loved us and sent His Son as expiation for our sins. More specifically, it's the cross. It's why we gather every day and every Mass on the altar, where the passion, death, the resurrection, the suffering of Christ on the cross is really made present, where we encounter, where we bring our own imperfect self and encounter, we meet, we have access to perfect love on the cross, on the altar. You know, the desire of God is so great for us that it's more than a superficial affection or a kind of tolerant one. It's so great that we cannot remain in sin and condemnation. But He desires to give us mercy and salvation. Because we're made, and He made us for more. That He suffered and died on the cross for you. Not that we can remain in our sin, but so that we can recognize and receive love, which of course we want, and He gives freely on the cross, in the sacraments, in confession, in the Eucharist. That we are asked to love because He loves us first. And it's hard, and it's challenging, and it involves sacrifice and suffering. It's not always comfortable, and not always easy. And so we're invited in this Christmas time and in every time, every day as we gather before the altar, to consider, to ponder, to pray with, to think about the cross. It's why we adorn our walls with Jesus on the cross, so that we could experience, that we could receive, that we could live in the grace, the help, the love that God gives us. So that we, regardless of the challenges we face, that we who have great affection and desire and longing and love for those in our life might actually do so.